Okay, so hello guys.
Hi.
We're back with another episode. It's about her son. At 1 years old, was diagnosed with autism, and she just didn't give up. So we're back with more questions, and she has more answers to share with us. And we're gonna just jump right in. Like I said, this is just straightforward, no frills. We just get right into the information. Now, Sonia, let me ask you this. Like I said, we talked about in the last series. You guys can go back and watch that to catch up. When should a parent go seek help from a professional? At what point?
A parent should go seek help when they think that something is not normal. Most times, as a parent, you know your child better than the doctor or the
Mm-hmm.
teacher for that matter.
Mm-hmm.
And so we noticed that with our son, he stopped, it seemed like he stopped listening to us.
Mm-hmm.
And the language also stopped. He had
Mm-hmm.
and it's consistently, over a period of time, then that is especially early on developing,
Mm-hmm.
if the child has shown any type of changes, it's important for that parent to seek attention immediately to
Okay.
find out.
Okay. Now let me ask you this. Well, I keep saying let me ask you this, but okay. Sometimes you might say, "Oh, I think something's wrong," or you might have
Hmm.
that family member, "Oh, girl, he just," or you know, grandmama might say, you know,
They're just a late talker.
mhm,
People said
mhm,
that. People
mhm,
said that, but you cannot discount your intuition
mhm,
as a mom. You cannot discount that. And no matter what anyone else may say, oh, he's just going to be a late talker. You were a late talker.
mhm.
Give him some time. And that's okay. But the thing is, you still, in your heart of hearts, if you feel like you need to further investigate. Don't just wait. And it's really important for the parent to understand the importance of timing.
Yeah, because I mean, like working in the educational system, I see where kids are, 8, 9, 10, and they don't
Hmm.
get that diagnosis early enough for intervention.
That's right.
I guess time is of the essence
It
in
is
that
of the
case.
essence. The earlier you can intervene, the better the outcome will be for
Okay,
that child.
okay, that's great, great. So parents, as soon as you think something is not right, like she said, mother's intuition,
Hmm.
go seek help. All right, so we're gonna pick back up from last time. You've gone to the doctor.
Hmm.
What specific things did the holistic? I think that was your option to go with the holistic.
That's what we wanted. Yes.
Hmm.
Hmm.
So now tell us specifically, what did from the time all the tests were ran
Hmm.
and they gave you a list, okay, this is what's going on, this is what's going on. What did he say do and don't do?
Okay. He said that we needed, and he was an integrative doctor. So that means he was a traditional medical doctor and also he was holistic, homeopathic. And so he told us a lot of dietary things. He said we should avoid gluten, the protein in wheat. That's in a
Mm,
lot of foods and bread,
mm-hmm,
pasta, cereal,
mm,
is everywhere.
mm-hmm,
But he said, I think you should do a gluten free diet and a casein free diet. Casein is the protein in dairy.
mm.
So we just had, keeping it simple, we just had to eliminate dairy, gluten, and also we found out that he had a digestive disorder called leaky gut. And
Mm,
that was something else that was in there. And a lot of times, kids that are on the spectrum, they may have some digestive issues,
mm-hmm,
and we knew something wasn't quite right. With his stool pattern was off,
mm,
so we weren't sure what it was. But he said leaky gut, and leaky gut is basically, I like to explain it to people as a water balloon
mm-hmm,
that may have tiny holes in it, and so the water is going to pour from the balloon, right?
mm-hmm,
And so if you think about the lining of your stomach, then it has its tiny little openings in it. And
mm-hmm,
so when you eat the food, it goes, that undigested food can kind of go through those little pores
Mm.
and get seep back into the bloodstream and cause more problems. We did a blood test and that confirmed the leaky gut because everything showed up that he was allergic to, and he truly really wasn't, but it
Mhm.
was showing up because he had leaky gut
Mm.
and stool cultures. But basically, he said that no gluten, so no wheat products and no dairy products, and to decrease the sugar
Mm.
because sugar feeds yeast, and the
Mm.
yeast was one of the reasons he had the leaky gut from different things that he had been eating.
Isn't that amazing? Just what you eat can
hmm
change your overall health.
Yeah, your brain health, and that's the thing too. I've learned so much on this journey, but yes, what your gut is like a second brain,
Hmm.
right? And so what you eat, it does affect your entire body. It does affect not only your gut but also your brain.
Wow. Now, when you had okay, I guess that was all new back then. You're
hmm
learning about gluten. You're learning about the leaky gut. You're learning about the sugars and all the was it casein,
Dairy, yeah,
dairy.
casein.
Um, how did you um how did you modify? Like, what did you do? It changed the way you shop for sure.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure,
Oh
you
yeah.
know. So tell us a little bit. Were you reading labels more?
Yep. Yep. Absolutely. Yep. Yep.
Okay.
So I say I
Right, right, right.
I had to read labels, but I just had to learn, and I went online,
Mhm.
did research, looking up websites, different books I read, but I didn't read a lot of labels, and I also had to change the entire family's diet
Right.
because at that time, I had three kids and he was the youngest. So the
Mhm.
older two, everybody's diet changed.
Mhm. Mhm.
So I cooked differently. I cooked gluten free and no dairy for all of us.
Mhm.
And they were, young kids, most of the time, they're going to eat what you give them.
Okay.
Now, I have noticed that a lot of times kids are on the spectrum. They're very, very picky
Very.
eaters. They're
Yes.
very picky eaters,
Yes.
and it's hard. But you know what? As a mom, if you know that this is going to, in the long run, help your child,
Mhm.
you got to be consistent.
Yeah.
You got to just like, okay, he or she is gonna have to eat this. They may pitch a fit. They have a
Yeah.
tantrum.
Yes.
You gotta hang tough. You gotta be
Yes.
strong.
Yes.
And they eventually will eat. They will get hungry and they will come and eat. And just maybe offer a little bit because I remember the diet being bland, like
Mm.
certain like pear. He eat
Mm.
pears, whether they were fresh pears or
Mhm.
canned pears. And I made chicken nuggets, or
Mm.
you can get gluten-free chicken nuggets, right?
Okay.
Because kids love
Right.
chicken
Right.
nuggets,
Right.
so you can find gluten-free chicken nuggets and also white rice. I
Okay.
remember just basic. We could do green beans, what
Okay.
he would eat, and so
Okay.
you reintroduce too.
Okay.
You don't, and it takes a lot of patience for the parent. Whoever that main parent is preparing the meals, it takes a lot of patience because they're going to be pushed back,
Yes.
but you have to be patient, you have to be consistent, and you have to know, okay, we just got to keep trying.
Yeah.
Even if it's just two nuggets, or
Mhm.
whatever,
Mhm.
that if they're different nuggets, he's used to a certain type with the gluten, and you bring gluten-free nuggets,
Yeah.
they may taste a little different, and
Right.
he or she may notice that
Right.
taste, but you still keep pushing those two nuggets right there. Eventually, they're going to realize you're not giving up.
Mhm.
This is what it's going to be.
Mhm.
They eventually will come around, but I think the parent gets tired and easily give in. But I'm telling you, it's important not to give in. It's important
Mhm.
to just hang tough because I'm here to tell you it pays off being
Yeah.
consistent. And it's not always easy, but you just have to do it.
Right. I mean, I like to. Well, I would say, we're gonna feed them to death, but I said I want to change that and say we want to feed them to health.
Yes,
Feed them to health, a
that's
healthier
right.
lifestyle.
That's right.
That's good. Oh
That's right.
gosh. Okay.
So yeah, it was not a problem. We did that, and I remember also keeping what I call a food diary. So it's important to write down. Just get a
That's
notebook.
good.
Go to the dollar store, get a little notebook, a notepad, or whatever. And I wrote down what he ate for every meal and what he drank, and also what his poop looks like.
Okay. I'm sure some parents like what?
Because
But
that's part of the process.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
how you know. That's like an indicator, a
Mm,
clue, if you will, that it's working. Even for
okay.
grown-ups, okay? Grown-ups, pay attention. People
Yeah.
don't like to talk about poop,
Yeah.
but
No. Kids, you poopy. They think that's just the funniest word ever. When you say poopy, they just
they just start laughing.
yeah, they do. They do. Now, how did your extended family feel when you said, "Oh, well, we don't eat this," and no, he can't have
That's
that?
a good question. That's a very good question. Okay. I am so blessed because my extended family was so supportive.
Mm,
And I know not everybody has that,
right,
right?
right.
But for us, we have a lot of support. When I
Mm,
would go visit my mother-in-law, for example, because she's 2 hours away from where we are, and she would prepare because she's listening to me this whole time, telling her, we're changing our diet. This
mhm,
is what we're eating. This is what we're not eating. So she would ask me, okay, well, tell me, what do I need to go to the store to buy? So
mhm,
I would give her a list of things that we can eat, and
mhm.
she would go buy
Okay,
and my sister-in-law the same,
okay,
and my mom the same. Like,
right.
they wanted to support us, and that's the thing. You need to have a network of supporting people,
Mhm,
and so that's important. Um, you find those people that are going to be loving and supportive. You want loving and supportive people in your
right,
community,
right.
because and then let them communicate,
Mhm.
because sometimes people truly want to help you, but they don't know
They don't know
how.
how. Right.
But if you express that and you say, hey, for example, a birthday, can I give you this
Okay.
example? A
Yeah. Go
birthday
ahead.
party.
Mhm.
Okay, so if we're going to a birthday party or a school, at school we took lunches. I made his lunch, and that's what he ate. Teachers knew.
Mhm.
Day one, first day
Mhm.
of school, I gave her a list of things that he cannot have. This is what he'll eat. I'll provide lunch. And if there's a birthday party, schools, they like to
Right.
celebrate.
Right.
Parents
Right.
may bring in cupcakes, whatever.
Right.
Well, I found some gluten-free special cookies or a
Oh
special
wow.
snack, and I put his name on it, and I took that to the teacher, and
Mhm.
so she knew that if there was a birthday party, this is what he could have,
Mm.
and he knew that, and he
Okay.
was fine with that,
Okay. Now,
because
what age? What age was he?
this happened when I would say between the ages of 3, really starting at age 3.
At 3, he knew I
Uh-huh.
can't have that.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Age
wow.
age of 3, all the way up until all through elementary
Mhm.
school. Middle school was a little bit different because by middle school, actually his gut had healed. His gut healed with that
Mm.
diet. His gut healed within 6 months. He didn't have leaky gut. That
Wow.
goes to show, if you are consistent and you're dedicated and you do
Yeah.
what you're supposed to do, you will have that healing take place. His
Yeah.
gut healed, and
Wow.
and then he eventually he was able to reintroduce certain foods back in his
Right.
diet.
Okay.
But yeah, we did that, and that helped a lot. But just
Mm.
communicate with your family, communicate with teachers. If he or she has like a friend that they go visit with
Right.
often, and
Right.
the parents let them know.
Right.
Most people are more than willing to accommodate you if you let
Okay.
them know.
So you said it took about 6 months for the healing to take place
For the leaky gut.
for the leaky gut.
Hmm.
Now, at what moment, or do you remember the moment when you noticed the change for the better? Like, wow,
Oh yes.
you do?
Good
Okay,
question.
excited. Okay, okay.
Yes. So I remember a few, honestly, the very, very first thing I wanted to do, I wanted the tantrums to stop.
Hmm.
So when we found the integrative doctor, I wanted the tantrums to stop.
Now, explain his tantrums. Don't mean to cut you
Okay.
off, but
Okay.
explain his tantrums
Okay.
first.
So, all right. He couldn't communicate. He couldn't express himself.
Hmm.
So if he wanted something and I didn't understand what he wanted, he would just have a tantrum. He would start crying. He
Mm.
had the hand flapping.
Oh.
I mean, and tears. and he would be on the floor, and I didn't know what he wanted. And sometimes he got to the point where he would take my hand,
Mm-hmm.
hand over hand communication,
Mm.
and then he would go to the
Really?
refrigerator. Oh yeah, and then he would point to whatever. So he would take
Mm.
my hand and he would touch what he wanted, and then I would give it to him.
What?
You know, but I wanted the tantrums to stop, and we had some pretty bad tantrums at some point. I mean, slap. You know, oh
Really?
yeah, a very aggressive. He would slap. That didn't happen
What?
often,
Yeah.
but a few times, and biting. So I wanted all of that to stop. So
Wow.
when we found Dr. Rowland was his name, he's since moved out of the state. But when we found Dr. Rowland, I really just wanted him to help me with the nutritional aspect of what can I give him that will help these tantrums to
Mm-hmm.
stop.
Okay.
I want to silence the tantrums. And within a couple of weeks, I was surprised.
Hmm.
I kid you not, I was so surprised. That goes to show the effectiveness of nutrition and
Mm.
food, you know.
Wow.
But the tantrum stopped, and I was like, he was calmer. The behavior, was much calmer, and it was different. It was nice. I was like, okay, I got more than I bargained for.
Wow, that's amazing. Cause I'm like, when you see him now, you wouldn't even think that
No,
he went through tantrums and things like
I
that. Oh,
know.
that's amazing.
I know.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there you have it. It works if you put it to work. Moms, dads, grandparents, just everybody. Just do your due diligence.
Mhm.
Educate yourself, which is what this channel is all about.
That's right.
And just getting that information to love your child to health,
Yes.
to a healthy lifestyle.
I love that.
So we'll be back with another series,
Yes.
and drop your comments and questions down
Yes.
below. Sonia is a wealth of information, and I'm just the host.
You're more than just a
I'm
host.
just the host.
You're more than that.
So just enjoy this journey with us, okay?
Yes.
Until then, bye bye.
Bye.